If there's one character on The Young and the Restless who truly embodies the idea that love and destruction often go hand in hand, it's Adam Newman. Charming, calculating, wounded, and endlessly complicated, Adam has never loved halfway. When he falls hard. When he schemes, he goes all the way. And more often than not, those two sides of him collide in ways that leave relationships in ruins. Over the years, Adam has built a romantic history that reads less like a series of love stories and more like a cycle of obsession, redemption attempts, betrayals, and second chances that rarely stay intact for long. Each relationship has revealed a different layer of who he is, yet the same patterns always seem to resurface: intensity, secrecy, emotional dependency, and a tendency to sabotage the very happiness he claims to want. Let's take a deeper, more detailed journey through the women, and even one unexpected man who found themselves pulled into Adam Newman's orbit. Heather Stevens, a relationship that marked the beginning of chaos. When Adam first arrived in Genoa City, his connection with Heather Stevens seemed, at least on the surface, like a relatively normal starting point for a new character trying to establish himself. Heather, the intelligent and principled daughter of Paul Williams, represented stability, logic, and a moral compass that Adam clearly lacked. But even in those early days, the cracks were already forming beneath the surface. Adam wasn't just another newcomer looking for love. He was already carrying secrets, ambitions, and a willingness to manipulate situations to his advantage, which made any genuine connection inherently fragile. What made this relationship particularly unusual was the behind-the-scenes transformation that mirrored the instability of the characters themselves. Adam transitioned from being portrayed by Chris Engen to Michael Mooney, while Heather shifted from Vale Bloom to Eden Regal. It was almost as if the relationship itself couldn't maintain a consistent identity. By the time their engagement fell apart, it wasn't just their feelings that had changed. Everything about them had shifted, to the point where it genuinely felt like two entirely different people trying and failing to hold on to something that no longer existed. Rafe Torres, deception taken to an extreme. If Adam has ever crossed a line in the name of self-preservation, his involvement with Rafe Torres stands out as one of the most unsettling examples. At the time, Adam was desperate to cover up his role in gaslighting his stepmother, Ashley Abbott. Rafe, being a sharp and observant lawyer, posed a threat. So Adam did what Adam does best. He manipulated the situation in the most extreme way possible. Pretending to be gay wasn't just a lie, it was a calculated strategy. And Adam didn't stop at words. He fully committed to the act, going as far as initiating a physical relationship with Rafe to maintain the illusion. It's difficult to overstate how far this went. This wasn't a simple deception. It was a deeply personal manipulation that blurred emotional and ethical boundaries in a way few soap storylines dare to explore. And yet, in true Adam fashion, he treated it as just another move in a larger game. Sharon Newman, the love that never truly ends. There are relationships in soap operas, and then there are epic entanglements. Adam's connection with Sharon Newman firmly belongs in the latter category. From the very beginning, their relationship was built on a foundation that should have made love impossible. Sharon was not only the ex-wife of Adam's half-brother, Nick, but also a grieving mother whose baby had been stolen by Adam himself. That alone should have been the end of any possible connection. And yet, somehow it wasn't. What followed was one of the most emotionally complex and morally tangled romances the show has ever explored. Despite the unimaginable betrayal, Adam and Sharon found themselves drawn to each other in a way that defied logic. Adam, for all his darkness, showed a vulnerability with Sharon that he rarely revealed elsewhere. And Sharon, despite knowing exactly what he had done, couldn't fully let go of the feelings that developed between them. Even after the truth came out, even after the damage was laid bare, there was always something unfinished between them. Their relationship isn't just complicated, it's enduring in a way that feels almost inevitable, no matter how many times they try to move on. Skye Lockhart, when two manipulators collide. With Skye Lockhart, Adam met someone who could match him in cunning, ambition, and willingness to bend the rules. Skye wasn't naive. She wasn't easily manipulated. If anything, she thrived in the same kind of morally gray territory that Adam inhabited. Their dynamic was less about trust and more about strategy, with each of them constantly trying to stay one step ahead of the other. And yet, even in a relationship built on mutual understanding of deception, Adam couldn't fully commit. When business interests came into play, he didn't hesitate to betray her, putting her at risk of serious legal consequences. It was a move that made it clear that, for Adam, love would always come second to control. Skye's eventual fate, after faking her death with Victor's help and later falling into a volcano, felt almost symbolic of the chaos that surrounded her life. It was dramatic, tragic, and completely in line with the world she and Adam shared. Chelsea Lawson, love, redemption, and repeated second chances. If there is one relationship that has come closest to offering Adam something resembling stability, it's his connection with Chelsea Lawson. When they first came together, both were outsiders, individuals who had been pushed to the margins of Genoa City society. Their shared experiences created a bond that felt genuine, even hopeful. For a time, their relationship was surprisingly grounded. They supported each other, built a life together, and even created a family. But Adam's past, particularly his unresolved feelings for Sharon, never truly let go of him. No matter how strong his connection with Chelsea became, there was always something pulling him back. Even after his presumed death and dramatic return as Gabe, even after memory loss and multiple identity shifts, Chelsea remained a constant in his life. Their story is one of repetition. Breakups, reunions, heartbreak, reconciliation, again and again. And yet, by 2026, something shifted. Against all expectations, Adam and Chelsea managed to build what might actually be the most stable version of their relationship ever seen. They tried, consciously, to avoid the patterns that had destroyed them in the past. For two people who have spent so much of their lives lying, manipulating, and running from consequences, that effort alone feels significant. Melanie Daniels, obsession, revenge, and false accusations. Adam's involvement with Melanie Daniels introduced another layer of danger, one rooted in espionage and revenge. Melanie entered his life with an agenda, working for Victor while pretending to build a relationship with Adam. But when Adam uncovered her true intentions, he attempted to flip the situation in his favor. What followed was a spiral of retaliation. Melanie, furious at being exposed and discarded, retaliated in the most extreme way possible by falsely accusing Adam of rape before fleeing town. It was a storyline that highlighted just how volatile Adam's relationships can become when manipulation meets betrayal. Sage Warner, a marriage built on lies. With Sage Warner, Adam's life took yet another dramatic turn, one that involved identity theft, deception, and a desperate attempt to escape the consequences of his actions. After causing a tragic accident that resulted in a child's death, Adam avoided prison by faking his own death and undergoing plastic surgery to assume the identity of Gabe Bingham. His marriage to Sage was at least initially part of maintaining that illusion. But even within that arrangement, genuine emotions began to surface. The problem was that nothing about their situation was real, and the truth had a way of breaking through. And, as always, Adam's attention eventually drifted back to the people he could never truly leave behind. Sally Spectra, fire meets fire. When Sally Spectra entered Adam's life, it created a dynamic that felt both volatile and electric. Sally wasn't intimidated by Adam. If anything, she matched his intensity with her own brand of ambition and unpredictability. Their relationship was filled with tension, attraction, and constant power struggles. Even when Adam insisted that nothing was happening between them, it was clear that something was building. Their connection wasn't stable. It wasn't easy, but it was compelling in a way that made it impossible to ignore. And even after breakups, betrayals, and complications involving Nick and a pregnancy, Adam kept finding his way back to her. The pattern that never breaks. Looking across all of Adam Newman's relationships, one thing becomes clear. It's not just that he falls in love with complicated people. It's that he creates complicated love. Every relationship begins with potential, often even genuine emotion. But somewhere along the way, secrets, manipulation, or unresolved feelings interfere, turning love into something far more destructive. And yet, despite everything, Adam never stops trying. He keeps falling, keeps rebuilding, keeps returning to the same people, hoping that this time, somehow, things will be different. Sometimes they are, briefly. But in the world of Genoa City, history has a way of repeating itself,